You're watching House Calls, live on the Mountain's #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. Alrighty, folks, we are back. House Calls once again. Listen, it's been a dead period, guys. Dead period's coming up on Friday, and we wanted to make sure with the grind session out, we're not quite into crunch time. We wanted to make sure we gave you something to get you caught up on all the news as we head into dead period. So we brought House Calls back. Guys, make sure if you got questions or comments, call us at 606-506-4312. That's the Mingy Beef Jerky hotline tonight, so make sure you guys give us a call. We will have David Jones on probably about 30 minutes into the show. That way we can talk a little bit about some football. We're going to talk who our Class A favorites are, plus many more. But first, want to get you guys caught up. We have breaking news right before we come on the air, and I think it caught everybody by surprise. Pike County Central hires Bobby Spears, legendary Bobby Spears, as the new girls basketball coach. Pike Central announced that after first announcing Coach Hannah as the head coach. I think everybody's confused with what's going on there right now. But Bobby Spears has an all-time record of 506 and 320 at the 613 winning percentage. He's currently Kentucky's 15th all-time winningest girls basketball coach. Over his 27 seasons, he coached at Shelby Valley, Eastridge, Pikeville, and Spears also coached at Dorton. He coached the great Beverly Smallwood at Dorton. The Spears has amassed 14 district titles, as well as 2015 region championship. He'll be officially introduced tomorrow, Friday, at June 24th, noon at Pike Central High School in the library. So make sure you guys get out to that. My thoughts going into that, Coach Hannah, he has a daughter, Chloe Hannah, that's very talented. So don't know exactly how that's, I don't know how that come about. I don't know if he stepped aside and is going to be an assistant coach or what's going on, but either way, amazing hire. How in the world they pulled Coach Spears out of retirement, I don't know, but the people on Buckley's Creek has to be excited after that right there. If you got questions or comments about it, let us know. If any of you guys played for Coach Spears in the past, let us know on that. It's when you talk girls basketball, this year coming up. Well, let me show you this, for example. This right here. Well, I thought that girls basketball was going to be down, guys. You take and you look with Kylie Alvin and Maddie Fronapple.
Randy Hanna just stepped in on an interim basis to get him through summer ball. He was a finalist for the job, but I think they just wanted to go with heavy experience from Mr. Spears.
Oh, yeah, well, we appreciate that, Jared. You would know more than anybody. Want to thank you for the graphic, too, there at Hawks Hangout. I thought girls basketball was going to be down. You took and, Pikeville's, they're going to be good. We all know they don't rebuild, they reload. But when you look, Cassidy Rowe leaving Shelby Valley, then you got Kylie Alvin, Maddie Fronapple leaving Shelby Valley. You got Johnson Central in a new area. Betsy Lane, they're graduating a lot. Up there at Floyd Central, Grace Martin, amongst others, graduating there. Everybody thought that this was going to be a down year, but, as I watch summer ball, I don't know. I'm going to post this score up, and you guys let me tell me if you know what this score is. $40-37, guys. That score right there, believe it or not, Shelby Valley defeated Lawrence County at Johnson Central. I mean, that's something I don't think any of us seen. And if you paid attention lately, Sadie Johnson has been one of the stories of the summer. This young lady has been coming along. She played behind Alyssa Ellswick, behind Zoe Johnson. Zoe Johnson had a huge game in that game too, but with them two bigs, I mean, you're talking two top 5 bigs right there. Sadie Johnson, she may have worked her way into the number 2 big in the mountains behind Emmy Priest at Paintsville. So that's a huge upset, and it just lets you know that this region's a little deeper than what we may have originally thought on the girls' side.
Sam Collier wants to know, who is your top 5 young up-and-coming high school basketball coaches?
I take it you're probably talking boys. So if you're talking boys, I would Chase Priest, Corey Thacker, Casey Huff, Winston Lee, and Hobo's gone now out of the area, but Hobo would be in that conversation. I also Ethan Cummings. He's going to be a hot hire here in the next couple of years. Right now, he's coaching under Winston Lee up there. Trevor Noble, he's another guy that's doing great things there at Letcher Central under Matthew Taylor. We're coming into the age where all the old heads are about to be gone. I mean, they're about to retire. They're doing other things. Like Coach Rowe, he's not an old head, but Coach Rowe, he's taking following Cass. Rodney Rowe, we'll see how many. He retired once. He's a legend. I don't know how many years he's got left in him, because I know they had pretty much begged him to come back to take that job. Thank God he did. But you just wonder, when will the Tommy McKenzie's, when will them coaches, end up retiring? And you got to think, it's it probably ain't going to be long. I would say 5 to 10 years. So you're going to have all these new coaches coming up through the ranks, and those right there that I just named, those are 6 that you definitely want to keep an eye on.
He said yes, he meant the boys.
So, guys, as we're sitting here, we're going to talk a lot of stuff. One thing, Jarius Jackson, if you guys missed it, Jarius Jackson ended up getting an offer late from CU Harrodsburg coach Austin Sparrow, and today he committed to CU Harrodsburg. So now you got Josh DeToit, Kobe Fugit, Tyke Peterson, and Jarius Jackson, all from right here in the Coalfields down at CU Harrodsburg. Tell me that ain't going to be a fun team to watch. And they're coming off a national title. So that tells you Coach Sparrow's got faith in the kids here in the mountains, and he should. I mean, our talent, proved time after time after time. Look at Cameron Justice. Look at Braxton Beverly. Our talent can win on the collegiate level. So, I really think CU Harrodsburg, a couple of these are really going to hit, a couple of these players that he picked up. And, the Mountains is going to have a lot of fun cheering on CU Harrodsburg this year. Now, jumping down, let's see, Bowling Green. I want to go down this list. I want to make sure I get everything, guys, because this will be our last show till after dead period. So I want to make sure I get you guys caught up. Bowling Green, they ended up winning the battle. They didn't have to vacate their 2017 title. And yes, that's the one with Zion Harmon. It looks like they was going to have to vacate it. KHSAA ain't going to make them vacate it, but they basically said that they're going to pay close attention to them over the next 3 years. I mean, take that for what it's worth. I don't know it really means anything, but Bowling Green's getting to hang on to that title. Travis Perry visits UK, guys. Travis Perry, if you guys haven't seen this kid play, I mean, this kid is amazing. Maybe the best scorer that I've seen since Luke Kennard, maybe in high school. Around here, probably since Cameron Justice. He's 1,149 points away from breaking King Kelly's record. King Kelly had 4,339 points, career points. Well, right now, with what he's sitting behind, Travis Perry, going into his junior year, has 3,188 points. Think about that. There've only been 37 players to ever pass that 3,000 point mark. So Travis Perry, I think it makes sense for UK to go after him. I mean, I've seen him and Reed Shepherd go at it down at Collins last summer, and he got the best of Reed, especially in the first half. Second half, Reed come out, and they didn't really guard much of each other in the second half. But in the first half, Travis Perry absolutely outplayed Reed Shepherd down there. So I think it's and I'm not saying that Travis Perry's Reed Shepherd, because I do think Reed Shepherd is a different level. But when you talk pure scores, it's been a long time since this state's seen anything like Travis Perry. And I think it makes complete sense for UK to go after him. Let me know what you guys think. So as we're sitting here, let's see. We got any more questions?
Nope, I don't think so.
Yeah, here we go. Josh Meyer Hall says, do you have basketball skills? Are you the king of the court? Now is your chance to prove it. Oh, they're advertising a 3-on-3 tournament. I seen it, Josh and Meyer Hall. I seen y'all was doing that. Let us know where in the comment section below. That way that we can help y'all promote that. I ain't got time to read through it right now, but hopefully everybody goes out, supports that. I think it's July 22nd is what I seen the date on earlier. So make sure you guys go out and support them down there. But guys, we're gonna go to our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk hottest new UK recruit. We're going to talk Class A. We're going to talk summer ball. Who really showed out to us? Who do we think's the preseason top 5 teams going in? And yes, we are going to talk what everybody wants to hear, the Jason Mays situation. Make sure you guys stay here on House Calls, D&D Sports Network. Come on down to 606 Hemp today. We got 2 locations, one in Paintsville and one in Fort Gay. Check out our full line of CBD oil and kratom items. Us here at 606 Hemp wants to wish everybody playing in postseason play good luck.
Hi everybody, Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
All right, guys, we are back here on House Calls with David and Daryl. Well, on D&D Sports Network. Sorry, guys. I don't know. You guys probably wonder why we went to D&D Sports Network. We're trying to get away from David and Daryl because it's limited. There's a ceiling to it. So that's why we went to D&D Sports Network, and I still get confused because I spent many years. Bree, what's people having to say?
That would be cool if we had Kentucky kids backcourt at UK.
We got John Sonny says, who are some of the kids who will have to play a bigger role this year in the region, boys and girls, top 5 each? Well, a couple of the kids that's got to play big roles for their team if their teams want to be successful. Out of what I've watched this summer, I think Andrew Kidd. If Andrew Kidd plays well, then Betsy Lane's going to win a lot of ball games. That's one of the really big pieces that I think there at Betsy Lane. Of course, Johnson Central. We know what Ryan Rose is. He's going to have to carry them, but the kid that I think's really going to have to step up, and if he plays well, is the 7th grader Austin Sloan. I seen him this summer playing varsity action. Him and Mason Lawson in that backcourt, both of them's going to have to step up for Johnson Central. Paintsville, I don't want to speak on Paintsville because I've not seen them and I don't really know what they got coming back. I don't know if Jonah Porter will be playing. Hopefully Connor Fugit plays. Everything I've heard, Connor Fugit will play basketball, but we'll see how that goes. Martin County, I think Peyton Davis. When you take and look at the guard play of Martin County, they got quick guards in Luke Kell. They got Dre Duff out there. But when you talk about kids that can actually get down and guard and make a difference, Peyton Davis is one of them kids there at Martin County. Pikeville, they got to have big play. We know what Heath Gerald is. We know Eli Johnson's going to come in and play. We know what Riley Salmons. The key to Pikeville is the bigs. Can Charlie Fitzer come in and be an impact player for Pikeville right away? That's something that we got to see. If they do that, then Pikeville's going to be right there competing for a state title again. If not, Pikeville could struggle. A couple of the young pieces that I've been really impressed with for Pikeville is Josh Hughes and E.B. Walters. Both of them, if they can make big impacts off the bench, they could be big pieces. I think that jumping over to Shelby Valley, listen, Russ is going to score. Every time I've seen, Russ ain't got a problem scoring. Chaz Brown, if Chaz Brown can consistently be great on offense, because we know what he's going to do on defense, but they got to have him because you got the bigs there, Lovins and Phillips. Them two, they're solid. You know what you're going to get from them. Prestonsburg. When you look at Prestonsburg, the kid that I really think is going to be the X factor is will Jake Sloan finally get the cuffs off? Previous administrations, they've not really played him to his capabilities because their system was a little different than what he's great at, in my opinion. If he can score on a consistent basis, if he can defend, then I think he's going to be a very important piece. And Connor Napier, down low, he's going to be a big piece. So we'll see on them two. Grant Varney is absolutely another piece that has come along that, I know he's out right now 3 to 6 weeks with an injury. We'll see how that injury goes. And then trying to think, if there's somebody you want me to speak on, let me know. Eastridge,
Somebody said Grant Varney's one of the most underrated kids in the region.
Oh yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have said it before this year, because honestly, Grant struggled last year. He come over from June Buchanan. He was the leading scorer, but to his credit, he wasn't really put in a system that fit for him. But if Grant is healthy, he ended up, something happened to his hand. If he, depending on how that affects him, because he's ambidextrous, he uses both hands. Yeah, but his play really comes off, creating havoc on a defensive end and getting easy transition baskets. If you get the ball to him out front, then he can be a very special player. He's been one of the better scorers that I've seen this postseason or this preseason. And then trying to think who else I've seen here. Eastridge, they got to find scores. With Brad Howe back, they play that guard play in the backcourt with Stanley and Howe. I mean, them two, they're going to be really good. You know what you're going to get from them two every single night. They're going to go out. They're going to be hard nosed. They're not going to do anything to make you lose a ball game, and they're going to create turnovers and play hard nosed defense. I think Eastridge is really going to depend on Jackson King. How does how does Eastridge use Jackson King? They're going to need that premier scorer. It's going to be really interesting. Isaiah Atkins, can they play him in longer spurts? Because that kid, he may be one of the most athletic kids in the region. So we'll see how that goes. I know you asked girls' side, so on the girls' side, I didn't get to watch much girls basketball. I do know Sadie Johnson. She's got to come up big for Shelby Valley and be consistently big. she is, in my mind, the number 2 ranked big. Maybe she's definitely top 3. You know, we'll see how Jenna Sparks plays this year. I think that you know, over in Martin County, Alyssa Allen, I think she's a kid that's really got to step up big time. Paintsville, you know, going over to Paintsville, KK Vanoy, she's that piece that they was missing. You know, she's got to step up and play. We know that Emmy Priest, we know Kylie Kenner, we know them girls are going to come. They're going to give you heavy output. Lawrence County, Sophie Atkins. I think it depends on Sophie Atkins. You know, if Sophie Atkins can be that piece that's there every night, then Lawrence County, they're going to be right there competing with Pikeville to win to win region. District, Floyd Central is the only team that, well, Prestonsburg, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Prestonsburg lost a game this year. Or this offseason. I think they may have lost 2, but they beat some very good teams, and they're putting up huge numbers right now. This may be the best team that Brandon Kids had. So, you know, it's probably going to be a 3-team race in this district. You know, Betsy Lane, I think Betsy Lane's, they're going to be 2-3 years. You know, it's going to be, Betsy Lane fans got to be patient with Coach Stacker. You know, he's got some work to do, but, you know, this year here, Floyd Central, Maddie Meade, Kennedy Harville, we're going to talk about them later on today, or later on in the show. But, you know, those are the pieces that I see so far. You know, Belfry, I've not got a chance to see them, so I can't tell you boys or girls how they're going to be. So, guys, if you got questions or comments, let us know. You can call the Mingy Beef Jerky hotline at 606-506-4312. So, as we're running through the thing here, I want to let everybody know real quick, Cash Daniels is putting on a football camp. Cash Daniels is putting on a football camp on July 16th. Now, Cash wanted to pass this on. This is completely free, folks. It's not only is it free, he's going to be giving T-shirts and everything away. So make sure that you guys, you know, try to get out and talk to, you know, go out, have fun. At the end of the day, Cash is going to have fun. Cash is going to make sure the kids, you know, get to have fun. They're going to learn stuff. Go out there. You never know who may be there with Cash too. You know, so make sure you guys go out to Paintsville on July 16th. All right, guys. As we're sitting here, Kennedy Harville ended up got a big offer from Kentucky Christian University. Now, with Kennedy Harville at Kentucky Christian, it's kind of fitting because you guys may have remember Maddie Meade. Maddie Meade's now at Floyd Central, for you guys that don't know, and she had an offer to KCU. Now, I'm sure the coach has been paying attention to Maddie this offseason, and you know, you can't help if you watch Kennedy Harville. Kennedy Harville is a star, guys. You know, if you're in the building, you watch her. You know, Wofford's coach come watch Kinsley Feltner, and he called me when he left, and he said, "I am in love with Kennedy Harville." So Kennedy Harville went off that night. That's going to be big if KCU can get that Floyd Central duo with Kennedy Harville, Maddie Meade. We'll see, you know, how it pans out. But I tell you, for you guys that ain't seen, they got a heck of a trainer. Rock Oliver, former UK trainer, is now at KCU. So that's a big get for them. But guys, looks like we're running close to commercial here. So we're going to go ahead and take a commercial, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have David and some of you guys' questions. Let the folks at Double Quick help you start your 2022 off right. They've brought back the Bourbon Pecan Coffee for a limited time only. You can also quench your thirst with the great deals on fountain drinks they offer daily. Double Quick is your one-stop shop for everything. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop by one of their many storefront locations spread throughout eastern Kentucky. Stop by and let Double Quick make your day better.
This is Bruce Walters from Bruce Walters Kia. By now you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Guys, Kevin had a question there. You guys, sorry, Kevin. It was on mute there. But Kevin's question, guys, and Kevin can call back anytime he wants. He wanted to know what I'd pick between the All-A Classic and Pride Month, and I listen, nothing against Pride Month, but I'm an All-A Classic guy all the way there. But Shaedon Sharpe, he wanted to know what we thought about Shaedon Sharpe being selected to Portland. It's kind of tough, Shaedon Sharpe. Everything we've heard, Shaedon Sharpe, showed out in practice. Shaedon Sharpe, was the next great thing coming into Kentucky, but we never got to see him. The players there, we actually know coaches on the staff that said Shaedon Sharpe was the real deal. But you also think Shaedon Sharpe ain't played in 2 years. You think about it, what's the reason that they've not played? What is he hiding? Is there an injury? Is there something? It seems like something's going wrong there. That he's been, he didn't want to go to the combine. He didn't want to play at Kentucky. He didn't play his final year in high school. So I just don't know what's going on there with him. Portland, I think it's a big risk, and I was really surprised that Portland was the one that took the risk, because we seen it years ago. Portland took that risk with Sam Bowie, and it didn't pay off. For you guys, you younger folks, Sam Bowie, Portland selected in front of Jordan. Hakeem Olajuwon also went in front of Jordan, but Portland took Sam Bowie in front of Jordan, and that was always that blew up in their face. You also had Greg Oden, who blew up in their face. So it worries me. Portland's got a bad history with this, so we'll see how it pans out. But if he ends up anything like Damian Lillard, then we're gonna be okay there, Kevin.
It looks like Tata's slipping the second round.
Yeah, keep me updated, guys, because I'm on the show here. So, we'll see. We'll see on the draft. Keep us updated on how that goes.
David Darrell Haskell's.
Yes, my name is Douglas Fugit, and I have some information on Colton Fugit decommitted from Campbellsville, Harrisburg.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me push you through.
Now Douglas.
On Colby Fugit.
Okay.
Okay.
Now Douglas, what was you saying? Hello?
Yeah, I'm Douglas Fugit. I'm a cousin to Colby Fugit. He just wanted me to express some information about the decommitting of him from Campbellsville, Harrisburg.
Oh, Wow. So is that where the Jackson was able to come up with the scholarship for him?
Do what now?
Is that where they was able to come up with a scholarship for Jarius Jackson?
They were actually looking at a couple other West Virginia players, and Colby was just exercising his options.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you calling and letting us know. I've not heard anything from Kobe, so hopefully, hopefully that's true information. I'm not doubting. I've not heard from Kobe or I've not seen anything, but if that's true. It makes sense because Austin Sparrow told me when he took Tyke, he said he only had one, or when he took Josh Detroit, he said he only had one scholarship left. And I was wondering today when I seen Jarius Jackson committed, because I knew his roster was filled for this year, so that may be where it opened up. So if there may be some truth there, but the Bree's going to try to get David on the phone here for us, and we're going to talk some football. But in the meantime, guys, let's see what else we got online here. The Chase Parsley he's given the head coach, former Martin County assistant, named head coach of Prestonsburg. So as we're sitting here looking at this right here, guys, a lot of you guys know Chase from his time at Martin County. Chase was a great player at Martin County. He was a great player for UPike. I know Chase had some powerful men that reach out and really put their stamp of approval on. All right, guys, we're gonna take David Jones. We'll finish that when we come back talking about Chase real quick.
Hey, Dave.
All right, guys, we got David Jones. As we're going to switch gears here, we'll finish the show off with some basketball. Make sure you guys stay. We'll talk Chase Parsley. We'll talk Jason Mays, much more. But right now, we got David Jones, co-owner of D&D Sports Network and head coach at Bourbon County High School, on the phone. David, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just up past my bedtime a little bit.
We'll definitely have to start getting you on there. Well, you'll have to get used to it because crunch time will be coming back here in a couple months.
Hey, I know, but check this out. I got 2 weeks to get some rest now. we got a long season to go, man. We're gonna be some traveling buddies.
Yeah, hey, dead period starts. So dead period, let the people know that's not really familiar with dead period. That means nothing, right?
Oh yeah, nothing. You can't even have third party. Can't even use your facilities or anything like that. So I mean, it's a great thing. We really use it to just re-energize and get ready for a long season because you need that. The kids need to get away and enjoy their childhood and get prepared and get ready for a long summer.
Well, that's going to be huge as when you're sitting looking, this people don't realize these kids need a break. So you got to let kids be kids sometimes, don't you, David?
Yeah. It's very important. Not only that, it's huge for your coaching staff because, coaches, we sacrifice a lot. You're sacrificing their kids' time and their wives and stuff time, and it takes a toll on a family. And so it's very valuable to really take this time and just relax and take a deep breath because like I said, it's going to be a long summer and and a long fall. So
well, I don't know. It's from what you've done so far. I mean, going up to this point, what was y'all doing?
We were still working out. The players, the players that get together, they do their stuff on their own. But we was working out, getting ready, man. We've been in the weight room since December, and we're just now getting out. Actually, our seniors, they put together this little thing that they're going to do during the dead period, and they're going to sign up. I think it's at Planet Fitness or somewhere like that. They're going to sign up for free, and they're going to all go and lift weights and do all the stuff there because they can't use school facilities or anything, so they're going to do it on their own.
Well, you got a lot of you got a lot of players. I've looked this off season. Sorry, we're having trouble with the producer here. You've had a lot of players this off season that's got offers. Who are some of these players that people need to look forward to next year? And who are some of your players getting looks?
Well, do we got time?
I know you got a slew of them, but run through them for us real quick.
I'll try to run through them real quick, but you got Cam Santiago, you got Cam Goodwin, you got Marcus Floyd Jr., you got Josh Moody, you got Bo Stinson, Jordan Breeden, Braxton Cottle, you got man, we can go on for days. We got our top dog Clay Estes, our QB, man. He's getting it in baseball and football, and it's he's starting to fire up a lot more now too. We just had two guys commit to Kentucky Wesleyan, Cam Santiago and Cam Goodwin. They went down on a visit, and they loved it, man. And that's the big thing about going on these visits and being around. But Kentucky Wesleyan's been recruiting my guys since I've been there, and they've been recruiting our two boys, the ones that committed, for about a year and a half now.
So that's going to be interesting, and the thing is, a lot of people that don't know, David comes to the mountains a couple times this year. You make a trip on August 27th.
Yeah, man, I signed that contract before Biden got in the office. I didn't know our gas prices was gonna go up like but yeah, man, we coming back to the mountains. We're coming back. We're gonna be playing the Pike County Bowl on that Friday versus Belfry, and then we're gonna be coming back also to be playing Letcher County Central in Letcher County.
Yeah, David don't like to make a big deal of this, guys, but yes, he's coming back, and he's going to be facing his mentor, Philip Haywood, in the Pike County Bowl, the biggest bowl, regular season bowl in the Eastern Kentucky, hands down. This is a big time game, big time atmosphere, and then you go to Letcher County and you play Junior Matthews' squad. Junior Matthews, he's got that Letcher County squad clicking the last few years. So those are two tough tests that you come to the mountains for.
Oh yeah, just getting my guys to be able to get in the atmosphere like the Pike County Bowl is going to be just unbelievable because that's going to prepare us for a lot more. We're playing, I think it's like 6 or 7 games on the road this year. So it's going to prepare us and get us ready to just make this whole season really. But on top of that, I'm going to see where my guys is at playing Belfry. So
oh yeah,
when you play any mountain team, and it's going to be a different type of game, but we're playing Belfry. I'm gonna be realistic. I'm biased and all this because how I feel about Belfry and Coach Haywood, but at the same time, we're going to go down there to win, and and I expect to win, and we're not going to take nothing less. But the first game of the season is West Jasmine, and that's who we're focused on. I'm really haven't even really been thinking about the Belfry game. I know a lot of people have, but I I'm not going to, me and Coach Haywood, we're not going to get on the field. Like
Yeah.
I said, if I was playing, I could guarantee we're going to beat Belfry. But that's not the case. We're not playing. It's going to be our guys. It's going to be who's going to be prepared the best to go.
Well, we just got real quick some breaking news in here. Ty Washington drafted by Memphis, draft right to go to Houston, so he will be a Houston Rocket. So Kentucky's both guys off the board right now. You had Shaden Sharp go to Portland. Ty Washington goes to Houston. So
that was surprising. He went that late, man. They messed up on him.
Yeah, a lot of people was worried about him being there at the draft because he was one of them borderline lottery picks, so you knew that there was a chance that he could be lingering quite a long time. So if I was him, I probably wouldn't have went. But I don't know. I would have probably went for the experience anyways. But congratulations to him nonetheless. Okay, David. Let's see. Stephen Castador says he's going to beat you in Pick'em this year. He said David's going to struggle in the Pick'em games this year. We know.
Hey, I don't know who won it last year, but I think it was myself, right?
No, I think I won it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I was winning. I was up by one anyway when it all went down.
We'll have to get the tape. There's tape out there. That's the good thing about
it. It's always a tape with you, man. It's always a tape.
David, I want to get your thoughts on something, and I know this right here is no laughing matter to you because your first coaching job, head coaching job, was given to you by Phelps High School, and you went over there. They hadn't won in 3 years, didn't have a home field. You went and turned that place around. I mean, you left that place. They was selling on high tides, over there when you left it, and here we are 3 years later, and they're without a coach and may not have a team. What's your thoughts on what's went down over at Phelps?
Oh man, no. I'm always be forever grateful to Phelps, but I've been, I always say my ear glued and to the phone and to things, and but it's looking promising. They're gonna have a season. Coach Randy Smith he stepped up. He's gonna be the coach.
Oh, okay.
Randy coached a few years back, and he's from there. I always tried to get Randy to coach with me when I was up there. That's how much I think of him as a coach and as a person. Great. He's very intelligent, man. And he would be one of the ones that could get it back on track.
Good.
And what I think, and a lot of things got to do with the the demographics, everything, where everything is at, man. Like, a lot of people's moving from Phelps, and when they move out, kids leave. A lot of kids are not interested in playing sports.
We knew.
Have a community behind you, because if you don't, you're not going to succeed in not about anything when it deals with sports wise. You got to have a community behind you. You got to be strong within the school and all that also. But at the end of the day, man, Randy Smith took over. I think that they had a meeting the other day also, and he's also working real hard to get the middle school program up.
That's the key. When they got rid of the middle school program, I think we all seen, give it a couple of years and it was going to be hard to field a team, especially not having a middle school program around, because then, you had a kid with Division I aspects in Robbie Potts that ended up having to leave because there wasn't a middle school team, and then you look, this year here, you lose your star in Stevie Todd Lane transferring over to Eastridge. this is just it's something I hope that the new coach gets it going. And if he's from Phelps, I like to see them going that route, because we know them people's got passion in that program, and hopefully they get the middle school, the youth leagues, and build it kind of the way you build it from the youth leagues, middle school up.
Man, honestly, man, I really, Daryl, you know how I am, bro. Like, I really didn't do nothing like that there. How we had got that going at Phelps is we had the whole freaking community behind us, man.
Yeah.
And the community wanted it for them kids, it was just booming, Daryl, for those 4 years. It was booming, man.
Yep.
And, and if the community get behind Randy, man, I'm telling you, and he's a hometown boy also. If they get behind that dude, I'm telling you right now, man, he can turn it around. I promise you he can. Because they got the talent, just like you said. You got cats going over, leaving from Phelps, starting in Belfry, and that's big-time ball, too.
Yep.
And once he gets that back, those kids will start coming back. That's just like, that's why a lot of them don't like me back there right now, because when I was there, all the kids that had left, they all had came back. And, and it was an even playing field then. So, they get behind him, I promise you, you'll see a major turnaround there again, because that's just how a community like that is. You have to have them behind you. And, that's how we was able to do what we was able to do up there in the 4 years I was there.
Yeah, and but in y'all's youth programs when you was there, you had kids coming from Belfry, from everywhere, wanting to be a part of them youth programs, and that's something they got to focus on.
The reason why I had great men in those youth programs.
Yep.
James Andy Dodson, Rodney Joplin. Dude, I can go on and on. I had some great men in those youth programs that was just wonderful.
Yep.
And did a lot of things for us down there. So it was a great opportunity, and we took advantage of it in high school. So I started, doing different things with our youth, and people see that. People want to see the head coach involved, because that's our future.
Yeah.
And and we was able to get that going, and we was really influenced. High school was really influenced in it. That boosted our middle school up. Heck, our middle school was runner up to Belfry in the county championship game.
Yeah.
We got to host the county championship at Phelps. So it's possible. And the reason why we was able to do that is, we had the community behind us.
Well, let's go over a couple things real quick, and then I know it's getting close to your bedtime there, old man.
Not close. It is.
Class A. How do you see Class A? Who are your top three teams from the area in Class A?
So top three, of course, I'm gonna put Pikeville up there.
Yeah.
Pikeville number one, for the simple fact that the running back.
Birchfield.
I'm really high on Carson Wright. I'm really high on Sam Wright. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people. Like, I'm really high on him. I like him at quarterback, honestly. I know a lot about them cats, the Sawyer twins. I've gone for days with everybody that they have and got coming back. You got to understand too, they got a heck of a staff over there. So, they're doing it right. They're doing it right. You got Grant, Scott, highly talented recruit, big tight end.
Well, you got Wade Hensley, the kid that I really like.
I was about to say Wade. Yeah. I could go on for days.
The kid.
I think a lot of people forget what they do have, and I think it's where I've known these kids since they was younger, and I've known them for a long time. Yeah, trying to replace Mackley at quarterback is going to be tough, but I think they got some guys there, like I just named, the right kid in them that can that can step in and won't miss a beat.
Well, a couple kids that really surprised me, David.
So he's just waiting his turn, and I'm really curious of who's going to take that spot, because I know they got several other cats over there that can sling the ball around that's really good, but I'm really curious to take that spot. But I think Pike for one.
Isaac Duty is probably who's the quarterback. From what I'm hearing, Isaac Duty is going to be the quarterback. And
that's another one right there.
Yeah. Before we go off Pikeville, the two kids too that we three kids we want to mention too. Luke Ray led the team in tackles with 142 last year. Devin DeRossa and also Carson Wright are three studs that they're returning as well.
Yeah, and I mentioned that for Carson. I remember him. I know he's a stud, and he's a healthy stud at that.
Yeah.
And the other two that you mentioned, we knew about that. So I'm saying they got them all back.
Yeah.
When you get your top performers back, dude, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's what we have at Bourbon County.
It's going to be a stingy defense. So, number two, who do you got second in Class A?
Number two, I have to go with Raceland.
Yep.
I've always been big on Raceland. We do things together. It's kind of like a little relationship thing, because my coach, Dakota Fannin, his uncle, he's an actual coach there. So we got a little thing go on with us and all that. But Raceland, I love the quarterback. He be eating.
Big Logan Lundy.
Yeah, I know Lundy. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter there. He's a stud, though. He's a stud. He can coach that rock, too. But, they got a lot of cats going back. I can't wait to see that game, them versus Pipe.
Oh, yeah, they got – look, Connor Hughes last year, 38 receptions, 11 touchdowns. Noah Wallace, he's a 1,000-yard back coming back. When you take a look, Noah Wallace also on defense led the team in tackles with 84 and had 4 interceptions. They're bringing back a lot of pieces. A lot of people are picking them over Pikeville, but I'm not going to make that mistake.
Yeah, you gotta beat them before you pick them. So
yep.
That's where I'm at on that. Before you gotta take down the king before you can crown yourself. So. But my third one, I got to go with Paintsville there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's very unique. I know, because a lot of people think Paintsville's down and all this, but they got some studs.
Well, you got Harris Phelps, A.J. James, Bladen Sexton, Grayson Peters.
Hey, they got some studs, and I've seen them. We've been to a lot of camps this summer, or whatnot, and I've seen a bunch of them there, man, and they're looking apart. I got to talk to Phelps at EKU, man. He's looking apart, and he's gonna. I'm looking for him to have a big year. But that's my top three, honestly, man. And I threw Paintsville in there. I know that probably shook a little some people up, but. I wasn't going to put Russellville in there for the simple fact, they lost a lot of people. Mikey's my boy.
Well, what do you think about a lot of people's? What do you think about a lot of people's high on Hazard with Max Johnson, Max Pelfrey?
Yeah, I know that says my next thing, but it's just like Russellville. We're gonna have to see how that play out.
Yeah. So, David, well, we know it's your bedtime. It's 11:11, so we're going to let you get off here, man. I appreciate you, and, I'll see you in a week or so.
All right, my brother. Appreciate you, guys.
All right, thank you. Guys, that David Jones, co-owner of D&D Sports, always happy when we got David on. Want to jump off real quick. We got a lot of comments, a lot of questions coming in we want to get to, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on House Calls, guys. Come back and join us.
Eastern Kentucky understands the importance of taking care of one another. That's why after graduation, I came home. 25 years later, I've put together a team at Glenn Martin Hammond Law Offices dedicated to fighting for your legal rights. When you're dealing with a sensitive legal issue, you want someone who will take care of you as a person, not just another case. Our team will help you through the legal process of Social Security, personal injury, work injury, car wrecks, wrongful death, medical malpractice, and nursing home neglect. Call us today.
Accidents, illness, heart attacks, strokes. When an emergency strikes, count on Logan Regional Medical Center. We're here providing emergency care 24/7, including the higher levels of emergency heart care found in our accredited chest pain center, and our enhanced cleaning, mask requirements, and social distancing to help keep you safe. Emergency care at Logan Regional Medical Center. When minutes matter, count on us.
Stop by Eric Homa Drug today and let them fill your prescription. Eric Homa Drug has been serving the Chapmanville community for over 46 years. They're a proud supporter of the Chapmanville Tigers and all mountain athletes. You're watching House Calls, live on the mountain's #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. We're back on House Calls, guys. Just had David Jones on with us, and guys, we got some phone calls and questions already coming in. Bree, who do we got on the line?
Ben.
Yes.
How you doing tonight, Ben?
Doing real good. How you doing?
Good. The couldn't be better. You know, dead period's coming around. I think we all need a little rest. What's your call about tonight?
I just wanted to call about the announcement that was made with the Boys and Girls Jobs Central program.
Okay. Now, there was a beep there. What was your... Say that again.
I was talking about the announcement that Brent Rose made for the Boys and Girls Jobs Central program.
Oh, I've not... What announcement? I've not heard one.
It's the announcement of the donation of the recent circumcision that was made.
The recent circumstances that was made. I don't know what circumstances you're talking about down there. It's at maybe the high school. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Let us know. Ended up losing phone call there, so make sure you guys, if you got questions or comments, call and let us know. Bree, we got comments on the chat section.
Somebody said that with all of the facilities in Phelps, that there's a lot of talent in that area. Until they get the facilities to where the kids deserve, it's going to be hard to build a program.
Yeah, it's tough there. I mean, I knew when that middle school program went out, you seen this coming. I mean, it's been a couple of years since they've had a middle school program, and if you don't have a middle school program, you can't start in high school playing football. You just can't do it. You can't have a high school coach doing youth football job. You just can't do it. So I really hope things, I got a heavy heart for the Phelps community, so hopefully things work out there. I do think they got a good coach, so we'll see how that goes. But as we're sitting here, we'll look at a couple more of your guys' comments. I know somebody here wanted to know who my top 5 was in girls and boys in the 15th region. Well, I can't tell you top 5 because we're not doing we're not close enough to the season. I don't know who all's going to be with teams. There's still a couple names out there like Chris Spriggs, who isn't playing with anybody, so we want to see where he lands. I would, if I had to pick, or if you had to make me bet money, the 4 schools, I think he's going to stay close to home. So I say the 4 schools closest to him are Knott Central, Hazard, Floyd Central, and Prestonsburg. So, and Betsy Lane, too. So I think one of them 5 schools you'll see him suit up at. If I was going to bet, my money would be on Floyd Central or Prestonsburg. So, but I can't give you a preseason top 5 till I see all the pieces. But I'll tell you the top 5 that, from what I've watched in summer ball, the top 5 that I think right now. I think that Pikeville is the favorite. I don't think Pikeville is as far ahead of everybody as what I originally thought they would be, but they're definitely ahead. Pike Central, they're a lot better than what I thought. With Pike Central, you got Blake Adams, you got Compton. Both of them two guards playing really well with Justin Atkins, and then you got the dynamic duo with Rigdon and Stewart. If them guards can give consistent play, and then off the bench, if you can get play from Reynolds and Builder, that's going to be a really tough team. Cam Stafford depends on. We'll see how he's developed. It's going to take a little bit before we really get to see what Cam Stafford does. But Pike Central is a team that's right there in that top 5. Shelby Valley would probably be the second team. They just get after it defensively. They got a slew of guards. They heavy guard play. They got 2 very solid bigs in Lovins and Phillips. And then you take and you got Chaz Brown, Russ, amongst. They got the deepest team by far, and it ain't close. And then Lawrence County, that's a team that's going to surprise people. Lawrence County, they press, they get after you, and that's going to make them win a lot of ball games. Martin County, I can't really give you a heads on them because they split into 2 teams this summer. So I really don't know what Martin County is. On paper, they should be really good. But, as far as watching them, I really couldn't tell this summer. Floyd Central. Floyd Central is a team that, when they got everybody, they're going to compete for this district. They're going to give Betsy Lane a run for their money. Betsy Lane went 10-2. I don't know who all they played. I watched them play at Martin County. They played one game, looked really well when they had Andrew Kidd, and then the game without Andrew Kidd, they struggled. So I don't know. We'll see. Betsy Lane ideally should be there. Prestonsburg, much improved. I still think the other 3 are the favorites. Now Coach Parsley, that's where we left off. Coach Chase Parsley named Prestonsburg coach. Guys, let us know what you think about that. I'm going to give you a little guys behind the scenes. This may be one of the most heated coaches searches that you've seen. You got, I think, 70% of a town on one side, and then you got 30% on the other side, and it's rough. Not everybody got their way, but I do think that now that Chase is here, people see that this kid's the next big thing in the coaching world, and I think the players, from what I understand, all the players like him. He's already doing big things. He's had Sid Chris come down from UPike. I know he plans on putting his kids on big stages. So, let us know what you think about the hire too. And trying to think who I'm missing that I've seen this summer. Johnson Central. Johnson Central is a team that I think has a chance to be really good. They're definitely probably the team that shocked me the most this summer. Johnson Central, Ryan Rose, Mason Lawson, you got Austin Sloan, Jacob Grimm, you got missing Jacob Breeding. That's who I was trying to think. If they get a couple football players out that we didn't see, if they can get a little bit of depth there, Johnson Central, they got a chance to be really good, and you don't ever bet against. See, Tommy McKenzie, the thing that worried me last year is he had to coach the girls, and I think that ended up hurting him on boys and girls because he had to split his time, and I don't think either one of them got his 100%, because where he was splitting time. Now that he's focused 100%, Johnson Central is going to be very dangerous this year. A lot of people counted them out, thought it was going to be a rebuilding year. Ryan Rose, he's playing like a man. It's going to be a fun year in that district. As always, that's going to be the toughest district. McGoffin County, I didn't get a chance to see them, but on paper, when you got Aiden Barnett, Ben Lafferty, Grayson Whitaker and company, you're going to be pretty damn good. So, I don't want to pick McGoffin County till I ever see them do it, because I picked them so many years. Or I picked them, to upset and to win ball games. But until I see them do something, I don't want to go out on a limb and pick them. So right now, I think, the two teams to beat would be Johnson Central and Martin County. Paintsville, I don't want to say anything about Paintsville until we find out about Connor Fugit. If Connor Fugit plays, I don't care who you put with him, you're going to be good and you're going to compete for that district. So, that's going to have a lot to do there. So, we got on the girls' side, they're wanting to know. Girls' side. Okay, girls' side, it's a little tougher. Girls is going to be down. Make no mistake about it. This year, it's not as down as what I thought it was going to be. I think Eastridge and Jenkins, I think they'll play backseat to Shelby Valley and Pikeville again in that district. I think over in the 60th, Justin McCoy has Phelps much improved. So I think Pike Central with Bobby Spears there, Pike Central I would probably say is the heads-on favorite. With Emily Tackett, Hannah May and company, they got talent there and they're deep. So Chloe Hanna as well. So Pike Central, I think, is going to run away with that district, and then it's all up to Phelps and Belfry who's going to be the second team in region. So I think that Phelps right now, I would probably, from what I'm seeing, I'd probably pick Phelps. Because Belfry's going to be really young. If Carly Stanley plays up, then I think Belfry will have a good chance. But they lost a lot of pieces, guys. I mean, I honestly, the only girl I really know they got coming back is Coley. I've not done that much digging into them. But I think, this may be a rebuilding year for Belfry now. I think Kevin will have them competitive, and, he's definitely... it's been forever since we've not seen Kevin in region, so he'll definitely be competing for it. But if you had to put my feet to the fire, I would probably pick Phelps over Belfry right now until I see what Belfry's got, because I know Belfry, that they're loaded in the middle school, but I don't know really at the high school what they got with Sparks and all them leaving. I know Kayla Thornsberry's there, so, she'll definitely be a huge addition. So we'll see about Belfry. In the 58th district, I hit on it a while ago. I think Floyd Central and Lawrence County, everything's going to go through them. I think Brandon Kidd has a team that can upset either one of them. And we all know Brandon Kidd plays Melinda Feltner and the Bulldogs better than anybody. So from what he done this summer, Prestonsburg is going to be dangerous, folks, very dangerous. And then over in the 57th, I think myself, I think it's going to be Paintsville and Martin County. Johnson Central has a new coach. I don't know how that'll pan out. It's first time coaching girls. We'll see. I know I hear their conditioning this summer. I've heard they looked really well. But, until I get eyes on Johnson Central and see exactly how that girls program is, give me Martin County and Paintsville with a chance of Johnson Central being in that mix there in that district. So we're sitting here. Stephen Kassadorf says Chase will do a great job. Sophomore class and good seniors. They'll buy in and be there. Yeah, Prestonsburg, that's pretty much how they're made up. They got great seniors, and they got a really good sophomore class. They got two veteran seniors. Well, three veteran seniors. You got Caleb Lawson, Salisbury, and Grant Varney. So then you got that very talented sophomore class with Jake Sloan, you got Mason Stidham, Connor Napier, Jackson Estridge, Caden Aaron and company. So, Caden Allen. Yeah, Caden Allen. Caden Allen. But Caden Allen, he's long, he's athletic, he can stretch the floor, shoot the three. that's a kid. If he puts a little bit of bulk in, he's got a chance to be really good in that class. He could be the sleeper. Connor Napier's the stud. Jake Sloan's the stud, but Caden Allen could step up there and surprise a lot of people. Mason Stidham, may be the hardest working kid I've seen all summer. So keep an eye on that class right there. What else we got? Somebody wanting to know what we think about the Jason Mays situation. Jason Mays, guys, listen, Coach Mays is a friend of mine, so I don't. This is a tough situation for me to speak on, but I don't hide from anything. So I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. I think that from the phone call I heard, I just don't like for somebody to record you. I don't think that was right. I think he was baited in. I think he should have been told that he was being recorded. Me myself, now everybody, I could be wrong. And I'm sure I'm in the minority here, but I honestly didn't see a lot in that phone call that made me turn my head. Listen, I can tell you this, and I'm never going to name names, anything, but recruiting happens, folks. I mean, on a daily basis. But when you take and look at that phone call and all the way through, now the worst thing that I really seen in that phone call, I didn't even see, they're talking about bashing players. I didn't really even get that out of it. It was a coach that was being honest about his players. If you go talk to any coach around here, they'll say the same thing about their players. He can't make money shots, or he can't do this. We got to get out of this. If you don't say something positive, that you're hurting somebody's feelings, you got to get that out. You got to be able to speak negative or speak about a kid where he needs constructive criticism. You got to be able to do it, folks. And the worst thing that I heard in that phone call was when he spoke about Brady Bell. I think that stuff right there probably should have been kept private, because it may have caused Brady some issues or something. May have just hurt, as far as he's out of high school, so it didn't cause him any issues there. But as far as relationships, stuff like that, it may ended up hurting him. But at the end of the day, everybody act like, before it come out that he was like, well, it was either race the board or Spurlock, everybody act like the tape said if Spurlock come that he would send the board back. I didn't hear that at all. I heard him say, if your kid don't want to move, he don't need to move. I'm telling you, I'm in the minority here. I know I am, but I just didn't see a lot in that phone call. I mean, the guy called him, the guy recorded him. The kid that's in question that they're talking about is, that kid is a star. A lot of people think this may be the best player coming out of that tri-state area since O.J. Mayo. I watched him quite a few times this summer. He is a scorer, folks. He's going to be super special, so, you can, in 8th grade, you can go anywhere you want, so I really don't. There's coaches everywhere right now. Do you think that Chris Spriggs' phone ain't getting blown up? That's what. I just don't see much wrong with this. As a phone call, I could be wrong. I always side on the coach's side, but you guys let me know what your opinion is on this whole situation. I've seen a couple questions here from you guys. Kevin Stepp says, I've seen Stonecrest putting turf down on the infields and will be hosting the 15th Region Softball. Yes, that right there, it's going to be interesting on how exactly, when you look at Stonecrest, it's beautiful up there, but the thing is, people wanted forever to get the region back out of the expo. Now me myself, I'll admit I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here. I want to see this happen up at Stonecrest because I know it's beautiful up there. I know it's eye catching. I really think that it could bring a lot of eyes to the 15th region. I just in basketball, I'd like to see it go back to the high schools. I mean, I'm one of them guys. I'm an old fogey. I just want to see it get back to the high schools, get where these kids can have that experience. But this right here, as long as they still let the schools take turns hosting, but up there at Prestonsburg, I don't see anything wrong with it. Let the schools still get the money from hosting it, but have it up there at a neutral site. People say as well, it is a high school's field. Is it going to give them an advantage? I don't know if baseball's that type of sport. It's not like at basketball where you got the rims or, you baseball heads may be able to tell me a little bit more. I know you'll know where the spots are on the field and stuff, but I don't think there's a big advantage as there is in high school home field. So I like it. I think it's a smart move by Les Stapleton. That man has continued to make great moves here in Prestonsburg. This is one of the most beautiful cities we got in the mountains, and why not host the 15th Region Baseball Tournament right here? That's Stephen Kassadorf says Chapmanville boys basketball going to be tough. They're going to be outstanding. They're not just going to be tough. Chapmanville boys basketball, they got Zion Blevins, they got Saldine, they got Isaiah Smith, they got Devin Workman. The big key is this kid right here, guys. That right there is the Maker kid. I mean, he's a 6'9" freshman. This kid may be the most recruited kid that we've seen come out of the mountains since Obina. Obina had 52 Division I offers. This kid may surpass that or match that. I mean, he's. I remember going up to Chapmanville when Obina first got here, and this kid is head and heels above where Obina was. He's definitely more polished than where Obina was. Will he end up working and be as great as Obina? That's yet to be told. But from what I'm seeing right now, this kid definitely, he's knocking on Jaden Stewart's door right now as the number 1 kid in that class. He climbed up to number 2 just by watching him over the summer. So we'll see if he continues to push Jaden Stewart to get better and who ends up with that as we start the season, that number 1 spot. Jaden Stewart's been number 1 in that class now, I think, for 4 years now. So it's going to be really interesting, Stephen. I think Chapmanville, nothing's a sure thing, especially in basketball. You got to play the games. But I really see the Tigers cutting the nets down again. I mean, and as good as they looked this summer, they was short just about every time they played. They was short a piece here, a piece there, and they was always short even when healthy because they didn't have Brody Dalton, who was their top returning player from last year. So, Zion Blevins, a lot of people don't know. I mean, this kid. Is the best big in the mountains, hands down. He's the best big in the mountains. So this is a very good Chapmanville. It's back to the great days with Brad Napper, and you can tell Coach Napper's got a little more pep in his step now that he's got Swaggy Saldine there and the Maker kid. So trying to make sure I get all your guys' questions. Stephen Kassadorf says, I think it's a lot of jealousy. Let the kids play and have fun. said they need to travel from school to school. He don't like the Prestonsburg deal. And John Amafa said, I went back and watched the broadcast Tennessee Future Stars game. Just wanted to say I appreciate the compliments from you guys. No problem. That's the Future Stars game playing in the background. You guys may not have known, but we got to do the biggest all-star game in the state. D&D Sports, it's not us. It's you folks at home that continues to make this get bigger and bigger. And in return, we're able to offer bigger and bigger opportunities for kids in the mountains. I mean, our All-Star game this year had 12 recruiters. We ended up, I think we had 7 in the house, and then we had 5 that I know was watching. Now, there could have been, north of 30. Those are just the ones that I happened to look down and see, and then plus the 7 in the house. So, big things are happening here, and it's you folks, your following, your support that's making this happen for the kids. So, John, we definitely appreciate them kind words. Want to make sure I get to everything real quick. We're going to take a commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll do a lightning round. You guys, if you got questions, you got comments, you can call the hotline at 606-506-4312. Or you can leave them in the comment section. We're going to take our one last commercial break. When we come back, we're going to do a fast break, and then we'll get out of here for tonight's episode. Come right back and join us for the final segment. Let the folks at Double Quick help you start your 2022 off right. They've brought back the Bourbon Pecan Coffee for a limited time only. You can also quench your thirst with the great deals on fountain drinks they offer daily. Double Quick is your one-stop shop for everything. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop by one of their many storefront locations spread throughout eastern Kentucky. Stop by and let Double Quick make your day better.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Come on down to 606 Hemp today. We got 2 locations, one in Paintsville and one in Fort Gay. Check out our full line of CBD oil and kratom items. Us here at 606 Hemp wants to wish everybody playing in postseason play good luck.
Hi, everybody. Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
All right, guys, we are back here on House Calls on D&D Sports Network. It's been a while, guys. We've had crunch time. We've had the grind session, but we're back during the off season giving you guys house calls, trying to keep you guys updated on the off season and how things are going. Got a few things, we've got to the end of the show here. For you guys that haven't tuned in, we've already covered Bobby Spears. Breaking news at the beginning, Bobby Spears announced as the head coach at Pike Central High School. That's huge, folks. Bobby Spears is a legend. He's number 15 on the all-time wins list. Jarius Jackson commits to CU Harrodsburg. Grace Clark, a lot of you may know her father, Jason. His contract wasn't renewed at Pikeville, so he ended up going elsewhere. And in return, Grace, they went back to where Jason's from, up in the Ashland area there. This is huge, because on the volleyball side of things, Ashland was already great, and probably right there with Boyd County. actually may be the favorites in that region up there. Well, you put Grace Clark on that, it definitely gives them a strong shot at being one of the favorites and winning that region up there. So in the 16th region there, Boyd County, Russell, they're going to be right there. So we'll see, end up seeing how that goes. Let's see, what else? Cutter Bowley. You guys may remember Cutter Bowley was offered by the University of Kentucky back in December. This right here, we expected this to come. Cutter Bowley come from LaRue County, transferred to Lexington Christian, will play his junior season at Lexington Christian, and he's going to be hard fought after. He visits Georgia. I think today he visited Georgia, so we'll see who ends up with him. I do like that he's in Lexington at Lexington Christian. He'll get to see all that hype and all that fanfare during UK games. So, if we got a chance at this kid, I think it's a lot better chance of us getting him at Lexington Christian than we got at LaRue County. So, Cutter Bowley, keep an eye on that. We mentioned the Cash Daniels camp earlier. Cash Daniels, July 16th, he is putting on a free camp at Paintsville High School, ages 6 through 12. Guys, he's giving T-shirts and everything. How he's doing it, must have some good supporters there. Get your kid out to this. Cash teaches the game the right way. They will enjoy it. Will have fun. Let's see. Peyton Adams, state champion man hillbilly. Peyton Adams was named assistant coach at Wesley Christian, the head coach at Wesley Christian, and Sean Ward may be the youngest coach in state of Kentucky, period, at Wesley Christian. And when you take and add Peyton Adams there, that's two very young coaches. But, I do know they're very high IQ coaches. They're two coaches that's got the work ethic and the want to be at the top of their game. So, Sean Ward was going to be a success. He had to have a coach like Peyton Adams. That's a huge deal. Jumping down, Chris Lawson. Chris Lawson shocked everybody, on Tuesday. Chris Lawson announced he's going to East Jessamine. I know last year was kind of rough. I know there was a lot of bickering and stuff up there on Buckley's Creek, from what the outsiders was hearing. And, so Lawson, one of the best to ever coach in the 15th region, packed his bags and headed to East Jessamine, where he's going to do outstanding up there. I've always been a fan of him. He's kind of old school. We'll see how it does, but I want to see who ends up stepping in for him at Pike Central. That's going to be a tough job. They got a lot of talent returning. They got the Mouton kid. They got Caden Crum, who's one of the top prospects in his class. So they got Blake Hager. So they definitely got a ton of talent returning. Whoever gets that, they're going to get a team that's going to have some tools to work with. Let's see here. Make sure. Okay, I think that's about everything. Let me check your guys. Make sure Kevin Steps is talking about football. I think with a QB, they have Shelby Valley will make them very competitive in 2A. I think Shelby Valley, you see, here's the thing. Now, don't quote me on this because I've not checked yet, but I've heard that Wes Carter's quarterback may have transferred. Could be wrong. I hope not. But if that's true, that may open up that district, for Shelby Valley, Martin County there. Wes Carter, they're still, they got great coaching, and they got Cole Crampton coming back. So, they're going to have an opportunity no matter who they are. I still pick Wes Carter until Martin County steps up. But listen, Martin County, a lot of you folks may not know, they got a kid from Frederick Douglass he's a linebacker. I've talked to some people around Douglas. They said he's a high motor kid that's going to come in, said in the mountains he can make an impact. And then they also got a kid from Belfry. I don't know anything about him, but looking forward to seeing how that goes. Chase Priest, Chase Priest, and I hated to hear this. Chase Priest left Martin County. and went to Johnson Central. Guys, Chase Priest, reason you hate that is because you seen a kid like Bryson Wells do it a couple years ago. He ended up coming back. But, this kid right here, I mean, he is a bona fide star in the making. I mean, he's a bully. He's just bigger, stronger, faster than most kids. So, and that's he's a star in all three sports, in all three major sports. So Johnson Central, they got a huge piece right there. Speaking to him, it just kind of felt like, he wanted to go and try to be a big fish in a big pond instead of a big fish in a small pond. I hate it for Martin County. I do, because I really think that a lot of people was really excited about the future with Chase Priest being there in Inez. And, so we'll see. He's going to do amazing things at Johnson Central, but it does, I just, from afar, you hate to see it for Martin County. But, congratulations. Chase Priest goes to a great program where he's going to be coached by great people. So, big deal there. Make sure Shelby Valley, back to what you were saying, Russ Osborne. Listen, in my mind, Russ Osborne, I'd have to sit down and count them. I know Mims, Mac, and me graduating. I'd have to sit down and really figure up, who everybody's got coming back, because during dead period, that's kind of what we do. We switch gears over to football. So, when we come back, we'll have all your insight on football. But, right now, I would have Chase Priest probably the second-ranked quarterback prospect in the mountains behind Brody Dalton of Chapmanville. He may have passed him this summer. I want to see how they, we're going to be watching camps and stuff, over July. So I want to see how Brody, I know he's been in South Carolina playing baseball. I want to see how he comes back to the football field. But right now, Brody Dalton's still on top. Russ Osborne had a huge offseason. He may be in front of him, so let's see how he ends up there. I'll let you know after that. Another kid that's in that top quarterback conversation, well, you got Logan Lundy in Raceland. He's a kid that's going to put up monster numbers. Then another kid that I think has a chance to maybe be the yardage king here in the mountains. I think he could lead in statistics is Dylan Burdine from Eastridge. Burdine, we seen him last year have a monster year. This year, with another year in the system, familiar with the players, I really think that he could put some historical numbers up there at Eastridge. So make sure you pay attention to that, guys. I want to thank you again for tuning in to House Calls on D&D Sports Network. We will be back after dead period. We'll probably have a special grind session. Then we'll get into House Calls for the next couple weeks. And then we'll have crunch time starting as football starts with me and David. So make sure you guys continue to send your questions, comments, D&D Sports, and we'll get them next time on House Calls. Once again, Brianna Deskins, Daryl McCoy, you've watched another episode of House Calls on the D&D Sports Network.